Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Rally in Tally Pro Second Amendment at Tallahassee, Florida. Posted on March 5, 2018 by Anonymous Watchman. On Sunday morning, Tallahassee, Florida was woke up and became the place to be if you love the Constitution. This event was created and planned in a short amount of time. Much respect to the organizers for the amount of safety precautions that were taken for this event. Several hundred people took the time to travel to this event on short notice. No paid protesters at the event. Several guest speakers took the time to speak on the recent attack that took place in Parkland, Florida. The purpose of this event was to let the Florida representatives know that we the people will not allow our rights to be stripped away. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed. No place in this quote does it say anything about an age limit, a person's criminal offense or even a person's mental health. Why? Because every person should be allowed to keep and bear arms for protection. No place in the Second Amendment does it say guns are for hunting. As we look further at the Second Amendment, we take note of a well-regulated militia. This phrase has been another topic of discussion. Many get this phrase twisted and confused. The term regulated by today's definition means control or maintain the rate or speed so that it operates properly. Now we have the word control. Who is control? As it says in the preamble of the Constitution, we the people. No place in any of this does it say we the government. Bringing up my next point that really chaps my backside. When people or elected officials refer to us as citizens. Only those that work for the government are actually citizens. What? How can I say this? Really simple and factual. How does the preamble of the Constitution begin? We the people. No place in this does it say that we the people are citizens. Please feel free to look up the meaning of both words. I guess I should go ahead and mention another thing that I pull my hair out over. Democracy. People, if you are of my generation, we used to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning at school. In that pledge it states, "And to the republic for which it stands." This country is a constitutional republic. Some of the points that I have mentioned here should be kept in mind when listening to any of the asshats that are politicians in any part of this country. I say because if these morons do not even know the proper use of terms and or language, how do you expect them to actually do the job they are campaigning for? #ThinkAboutIt. The overall summary: this was a peaceful protest without any harm coming to any person. I felt more secure at this rally than I have at any other public event I have been to in a long time. The speakers were well educated and realistic in the words they used to express the worries and concerns that they have. The local law enforcement did a wonderful job of protecting every person and all rights, nothing like Coward County, Florinda's shameful excuse for a sheriff's office and deputies. We the people are sick of our rights being trampled and stripped away. We the people are uniting stronger than the oppressive, mentally ill government can deal with. Do not confuse what I am saying. We do need a government. However, we need a government that is actually working in the interest of we the people and protecting our rights. It is not a matter of these representatives trying to protect themselves and their re-election. Any that are only worried about keeping the seat they have should be fired, in my opinion. I have said it before and I will say it again: it is shameful that regular everyday people can see how to resolve issues that the representatives spend much time fighting over and yet still resolve nothing. Failure to get work done in a timely manner is failure to do the job that these representatives were hired to do. To me, that type of failure should be grounds for termination. It would be in any other job that any normal person has. So why do the people allow these elected officials to keep failing to get actual work done? Here is a song from a true patriot that I felt needed to be shared with all.
My stance on the Second Amendment, or the rights of the free people of the United States of America. understand that if you take our firearms, you encroach on those rights. These things will continue to happen. It'll be like a buffet style for criminals. They can pick their target. It's the truth. I implore you to see reason if you're here against it. I implore you to see reason. I don't want to add any more damn names to that list. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all here today to stand up and tell politicians enough. Our founding fathers took their freedom from their tyrants and guaranteed that we had the right to ensure ours. That's why we're here. Right. We, as voters, came today from everywhere in this state. From Miami to Tallahassee. We have people here that have made the trip from Miami. I myself am from Deltona. It's a 4-hour drive that I took this morning to drive all the way. And as soon as we're done here, I have to drive back down to Deltona so that I can get up for work tomorrow. Because we're all voters, we're all workers, and we're not paid to be here by the other side. Nobody's donated $500,000. We need to come out here and speak. But you don't see the news media out here today. You don't see CNN out here today.
That's because they didn't put it out there. I've been watching Facebook. Tallahassee Democrat only mentioned this.
What I'm trying to say is this is the real people. This is the real Florida voters. This is the real people of Florida. We the people. When they come out here and they say, what does democracy look like? And I know we're a constitutional republic. Amen. But when they come out here and say, what does democracy look like? When they chant, what does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Amen. This is what democracy looks like. When they come out here and say, whose streets? Our streets? This is our streets. When we come out here and take over the Capitol on a fucking Sunday because we don't work, when we come out here on a Sunday because we have a fucking day off, this is our streets. And I commend everybody for having the courage to come out here today. And we're looking at that the legislation tomorrow will be the third hearing for SB 726. And I hope everybody's following the amendments. Yesterday, the Democrats tried to pass an amendment to pass a 2-year moratorium on the sales of an AR-15 rifle. They tried to sneak it in, but the Republicans voted it down. Most Republicans. Screw Torres. I'm sorry, but this is a true grassroots organization. This is a true grassroots movement. This is what we need to do. In 2018, when the 2018 midterm elections, we need more of this. We need more people coming out. We need more activism. We need more people coming out, showing up, standing up for the Democrats who want to politicize the tragedy in Parkland and use the students of Parkland as political pawns and attack the NRA. I'm sorry. I seen some news articles that said that some of the students were going to show up today. I wish they did. Taylor Folin, a good friend of mine, called out David Hogg. I wish he did show up. I wish he did show up. He's an 18-year-old. He's an adult. I wish he did show up. He's an adult. Well, he's an adult. He's an adult. I wish he did show up. The Democrats are using these students as political pawns because no elected official can have a rebuttal against these kids.
Call it what it is, child abuse.
Well, no politician can have a rebuttal against the kids. Yes, they've been through a tragedy. Yes, they've been through a shooting tragedy. Yes, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I'm 41 years old. Okay? David Hogg been through a shooting, a tragedy. You know what? Fuck David Hogg. You know what? I lost many friends. I've seen many shootings. I've been shot at many a times. Okay? David Hogg's still living with his mom and dad. David Hogg wakes up every day and his biggest decision in life is whether I want to eat Cocoa Krispies or fucking Cocoa Crisp, fucking Crisp Pebbles. Okay? Fucking 3 weeks ago, these kids were fucking eating Tide Pods, and now they're constitutional experts on my constitutional rights, on my fucking gun rights. Okay? Listen.
If they spent more time teaching the Constitution in school, the kids would have a better education.
Telling people not to come to Florida for spring break. Fuck that. I said we take our AR-15s and go out and have a hog. Fucking, we go out and have a hog hunt. We have a fucking hog roast in David Hogg's name. Invite all of the spring breakers down. Have a hog roast in honor of David Hogg. Invite all the spring breakers down. Screw that. I don't see CNN down here today. Yeah! I'm sorry. I'm not politically correct.
It's all right. It shouldn't be. There is no correctness in politics.
They don't care.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, First Amendment, that's right.
We're not going to let them infringe on our rights.
Political correctness is a step to the time.
We're not going to let them infringe on our rights. SB 726, them saying that they are going to define assault weapons. I don't know if you guys looked at what they define as an assault weapon. Everything that they define as an assault weapon pretty much is anything that's a semi-automatic weapon. So pretty much you guys will be left with muzzle loaders and revolvers. Get that. I'm sorry. We, the people of Florida, we, the voters, we coming out here today, prove that we can vote these Democrats out of office. We, the people of Florida, coming out today, prove that we will not have our rights infringed upon. We, the people of Florida, prove that the Democrats will not politicize this tragedy, will not politicize these children, and they will not take away our Second Amendment rights.
You just want to make out the kind of way? No.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I got some sandwiches here, John.
I've been arguing this over and over again. This liberal progressive.
Take your pick.
We let this young man come out here today. We seen him today.
Anyway, so. Still, I got a whole bunch of them
We knew
still.
who he was. We let him stand out here today. We knew who he was. We let him stand out here. We let him come up here. We let him have to say what he had to say. And you see what he did. He came up here, he talked shit, and he fucking ran. That's what they do. That's what they do. They talk shit and they run. But last week, these organizations, that's the difference between the Democrats. And I'm not going to say Republicans. I don't consider myself a Republican.
That's it.
I'm a constitutional Republican. We are not funded. We all came out here today pro bono. We came out here on a Sunday. We came out here today to defend our Second Amendment right. We came all out here on our own to defend our Second Amendment right, to stand up for our rights. You know what I mean? We weren't backed by anybody. Do you think that the news media is going to pick up on that? Do you think they're going to, you know, the news media was out here today. They were waiting for somebody, you know, they were waiting for that juicy story for somebody to pull out their CCW. They were waiting for a confrontation. They were waiting for Antifa to show up. They were trying to get some alt-right fucking story, and we didn't give it to them today. We didn't give it to them.
We're better than that.
Because we are better than that. But I just want to thank everybody for coming out today.
You want one?
You know, and, you know, with this 2018 midterms, we need more of this. We need more people coming out. The attack on the NRA, this political, I mean, what's that? No, we need people who sit behind the keyboard and send memes and send, you know, little, you know, I know we all do it. We all do it. We all sit behind the keyboard on Facebook and, you know, I just got banned from Facebook and now I'm out of jail. I get it. I get it. We all do it. But we need more people. And I'll be the first one to admit it. And I got in a lot of trouble with the Republicans. And I tell them straight up, I don't go to country clubs. I don't wear a vest, khaki pants, and loafers. I'm not that guy. I don't show up to those country club meetings. I'm not that person. I'm an activist. They consider me a provocateur. When Indivisible holds a meeting, I show up to their meetings. When these other left-wing organizations hold some kind of meeting. I was out here last year when Indivisible tried to attack the Electoral College to convince them not to vote for Donald Trump. I was across the street playing fucking babies crying on a big loudspeaker because that's all I thought that these fucking people were talking about. Just crying. We need more people to come out. We need more activism in the Republican Party. If you don't even have to be a Republican, you be a Trumplican. We need more people to come out and be activists. We need more people to come out. Support your Second Amendment. Support this American flag. Support your country. If not, we're going to lose. In 2018, you're going to lose this House, you're going to lose this Senate. You're going to lose. This liberal progressive movement is going to take control of Florida, of this country. It's the people. So, the people that want to sit behind the computer and send memes, argue with people on Facebook, that's great. That's good. I'd like to see more people come out. The 3%ers, I got a lot of respect for those guys. I got a lot of respect for those guys. Antifa, we didn't see no, we see one guy. One guy. There's not a lot of Antifa out here in Tallahassee. I was in Gainesville. We didn't see a lot of opposition, but this was put together in a week and a half. They didn't have the time to put together any opposition. We didn't expect any opposition today.
That's good, though.
So, I didn't expect it. We had one guy. One guy showed up. He said what he had to say, and he fucking hightailed and fucking ran.
He must be from Coward County.
I want to thank everybody for coming out here. I want to thank the organizers that put this event together. I want to thank everybody that stayed out here. You know, this was a 4-hour, 5-hour event. You know, people drove. I know people that came from Illinois. I know people that came from Southern. I came from South Florida. I know people that came from all over to come out here today. And hopefully the media took notice. Hopefully, you know, tomorrow when we read the paper, and hopefully, you know, they take notice that the people, the Florida voters, the gun advocates, the Second Amendment right supporters, you know, they took notice. And our senators, our representatives will take notice. And when they vote on SB 726, that our voices will be heard tomorrow. That's all I got to say. I just want to thank everyone for coming out here today.
I haven't got my charger fixed yet, so I was like, I left my phone in the car because I know it was just going crazy.
I don't know a single person, a single male person.
All right, brother, be good, man. Good seeing
Before the age of 16 has not looked at pornography of their own volition. Not everyone turns out to be like Bundy. There's a heartbreaking correlation between pornography and raping and murder. It won't be a perfect solution, but at the very least, it's starting this war on our children. Bundy, like Cruz, had a poor father figure in his life. Most shooters are male. Simple fact. Young boys need a father figure to discipline them and show them true right and true wrong. These children can recognize, I'm not supposed to lie. But when they see pornographic images, the sex scandals coming out of Hollywood, the violence, the drugs, and alcohol on their newest Xbox game, it's sad to say, but they're too foolish to know what's actually right. Now, Cruz and Bundy both have poor father figures in their lives. Cruz had a gun. Ted Bundy used bats, his hands, et al. To kill potentially 100 people. It's not a gun issue, it's an issue of the heart. Now, unless we do something to change the hearts of our children, we will continue to pay the steep price. Stephen Paddock, the Las Vegas killer, was found to have countless images of child pornography on his laptop and many other disturbing images and searches on his computer. His brother likewise was arrested shortly thereafter on similar charges. Who was the father in all of this? He was a bank robber. This ties it all back together. A poor father figure leads to pornography and other forms of violence. And in some cases, like Bundy, Paddock, and Cruz, it leads to mass murder, whether by gun or any other form of weapon. It's moral degeneracy and a lack of parenting. It's not a gun issue. So parents, I exhort you, get involved in your children's lives and actually find out what they're doing. If your child happens to be living an upright life, then wonderful. But if they are not, which is highly more likely, knowing many children myself, and you do nothing, may God have mercy. Parents, if you see another young child who's motherless or fatherless like Cruz, do what you can to get involved in their life. And it's only through this, and by becoming a parent to them, that we can begin to curb these mass murders. More gun regulations will not have the desired effect. If someone wants to sin, they will find a way to sin. Now, thank you.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Chris Weatherman. I'm a writer under the pen name of Angry American. A lot of people ask where the name came from. Well, honestly, it was a username on a forum. That's where I started writing. But it was pretty proper to the way I felt at the time, and still feel, and that's why I still use the name. One thing I want to do real quick, though, because I haven't heard it done yet today, is let's give a round of applause for the Capitol Police, Tallahassee PD, and the FDL. It's important that our law enforcement friends know that we got their back just like they have ours. And that's one of the things I want to talk about today. The left is saying that firearms, any firearm now at this point, has no place in our civil society today. They say that only the military and first responders need to possess firearms. Well, when you are being attacked or victimized in any fashion, who is the real first responder? We are. You are. You are the first responder. When you break it down, first coming before all others with respect to time, order of appearance, that kind of thing. Responder is someone who responds to something. So you are your own first responder. Therefore, we need to be armed just like we are now, just as we have been for 200 years, and it needs to continue into the future. Nothing against law enforcement. They cannot be everywhere. There's simply not enough of them. They've got enough other stuff going on. When you look at the list of departments that are inside your typical law enforcement agency, they have a full plate. And we have to do our part. You know, the media doesn't like to cover when civilians come to the aid of law enforcement officers. It happens all the time. They like to decry the officers in Broward County who didn't enter the school. I don't know exactly what happened there yet. We're still learning the details. If they were told to stand down, that's a horrible crime. It needs to be addressed with their sheriff and not the deputies at hand, in my opinion. Absolutely.
That's it. And then you got a sheriff that won't even own the responsibility. That's shameful.
Needs to be replaced.
He needs to be thrown in jail for violating his oath of office by not being responsible.
Dereliction of duty.
But we want to make sure that law enforcement understands, because the left does not support law enforcement. They don't respect law enforcement. We do respect law enforcement. 90% of law enforcement officers come from our ranks. So does the military. We're the source of those people, because we are those people. I just want to make that distinction. There's a lot of folks mad, justifiably, about the deputies down in Broward. Not paying them all with broad brush.
Not all of them are.
But the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution does not grant us anything. There you go. It affirms our God-given right to defend ourselves with possession of firearms. Natural rights for the win! So, when the left starts talking about these things have no place in our modern civil society, let's remind them of who the true first responders are. And that's why the left doesn't like that, because they are not interested in personal responsibility. And that's what it comes down to. They want somebody else to fix their problems, no matter what their problem is. And the thought of defending themselves is an anathema to those people. Whereas us, it's common sense. But they also lack that. I want to keep it short. That's all I wanted to mention. Just when your lefty friends start complaining about it, just remember the first responder, who the real first responder is. And if you sit down and think about that for a minute, it's actually pretty impactful to people. It's worked for me already on a couple. Of who's there when a crime is committed? It's the people being victimized. They're the ones that are the first responders. So thanks for coming out, everybody. And again, I want to thank All right, everybody. Now we've got one of the members representing the Florida Libertarian Party. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joshua Folsom, and I am the Region 3 representative for the Libertarian Party of Florida. That covers Gadsden, Leon, Wakulla, Madison, Taylor, and Jefferson County. Unfortunately, I have another list for you today, which covers every single turncoat that got this bill out of committee and got us on the Capitol steps today.
Vote him out!
We are tired of being the scapegoats for every time evil rears its head in the United States of America, and these people are going to hear it. So without further ado, in the Rules Committee, the following senators voted yay. Senator Elizabeth Benaguizo, Republican, District 27, covering Lee County. Senator Rob Bradley, Republican, District 5, Levy, Dixie, Gilchrist, Lafayette, Suwannee, Columbia, Baker, Union, Bradford, and Clay. Senator Jeff Brand, Republican, District 24, Pinellas County. Senator Anita Flores, District 39, Republican, sort of.
Sort of.
Miami-Dade and Monroe County. Senator Bill Galvano, Republican, District 21, Hillsborough and Manatee County. Senator Chief Perry, Republican, District 8, Alachua, Putnam, and Marion County. Senator Wilton Simpson, Republican, District 10, Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco counties. Senator Lawrence Buck, Democrat, District 32, Broward. Senator Bill Munford, Democrat, District 3, Calhoun, Gulf, Liberty, Franklin, Gadsden, Leon, Wakulla, Jefferson, Madison, Taylor, and Hamilton counties. The following members of the Rules Committee voted nay. Senator Tom Lee, Republican, District 20, Pasco, Hillsborough, and Polk. Now this is where things get weird. Senator Oscar Brannan II, Democrat, District 35, Broward, Miami-Dade. Senator Jose Javier Rodriguez, District 37, Democrat, Miami-Dade. Senator Perry E. Thurston Jr., Democrat, District 33, Broward. In the Appropriations Committee, the following voted yay. Senator Kelly Stargo, Republican, District 22, Lake and Polk. Senator Wilton Simpson, Republican, District 10, Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco. Senator David Simmons, Republican, District 9, Seminole, and Volusia County. Senator Kathleen Pasademo, Republican, District 28, Collier, Hendry, and Lee. Senator Bill Galvano, Republican, District 21, Manatee and Hillsborough counties. Senator George B. Gaynor, Republican, District 2, Bay, Holmes, Jackson, Walton, Washington, and Okaloosa. Senator Enrique Flores, Republican, District 39, Monroe, Miami-Dade. Senator Jeff Brands, Republican, District 24, Pinellas. The chair of the Appropriations Committee, Senator Rod Bradley, Republican, District 5, Baker, Bradford, Clay, Columbia, Dixie, Gilchrist, Lafayette, Levy, Swanee, Union, and Marion. Senator Elizabeth Benaquisto, Republican, District 27, Lee. Senator Aaron Bean, Republican, District 4, Nassau and Duval County. Senator Bill Munford, Democrat, District 3, Calhoun, Gulf, Liberty, Franklin, Gadsden, Leon, Wakulla, Jefferson, Madison, Taylor, and Hamilton County. The following in appropriations voted nay. Senator Denise Grimsley, Republican, District 26, Manatee and Hillsborough. Senator Dennis Baxley, Republican, District 12, Lake and Marion. Senator Linda Stewart, Democrat, District 13, Orange. She's not a good guy, though. Senator Bobby Powell, District 30, Democrat, Palm Beach. Senator Audrey Gibson, Democrat, District 6, Duval. Oscar Brannan II, Democrat, District 35, Broward, Miami. Senator Randolph Bracey, Democrat, District 11, Orange. Senator Lawrence Bush, Democrat, District 32, Broward. Do you guys notice something about those nay lists? They're Democrats. They're mostly Democrats. They would not let this bill out of committee. They voted that the bill would not leave committee, although they were defeated because the bill didn't go far enough. It didn't align with their principles enough. Every Republican that voted yay is more of a coward than those Democrats. That is all I have for you today. I have a few copies of this list. I don't have enough for all of you, but if you really want one, need one, come get it. Right down there. There you go.
Go for it.
Did he take all the copies you had? No. You got one? Thank you, brother. I got a website.
We'd like to run some copies.
Y'all can hand those out. I gotta get the video of this guy.
Streaming, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This microphone is heavier than it looks. I got a lot of reclaims. here for a lot of minutes.
Louder!
Louder, sir.
Scream like I did.
Outside voice.
My name is Chris Rhodes. I am from Gainesville, Alachua County, Florida. And I'm an officer of the Libertarian Party of Same. And this bill, Senate Bill 7026, infuriates me. This bill, throughout its 73, 75 plus pages and growing more every day, indirectly or directly infringes on the First, Second, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh, Eighth, and Ninth Amendments to our Constitution, otherwise known as the Bill of Rights. What do these people think they're doing?
They're not thinking.
I was right yonder around the corner on the massive steps with the beautiful fountain paid for by me and you. And I stood there with a colleague of mine and I watched over 1,100 people converge on our senators' offices. These people were mostly made up of poor, misguided, misunderstanding, but very passionate students. I say misguided because the calls and the concerns that they were making were purely emotional based.
They were taught to go against the NRA before the shooting.
Sympathize and empathize with their concerns. It is our responsibility to teach them and everyone else who is for this bill that the way to protect American citizens is not by to infringe on the rights and the privileges that we as Americans have fought and died and struggled for generations. How many in the crowd right now are parents? How many have children?
And
I have a daughter, she's 4.5. What kind of world am I leaving for her? What are we allowing to have our children taught? The angry mob, which was unruly, violent, and very loud on Monday, kept screaming, "This is what democracy looks like," and they were exactly right.
Looks like.
We are not a democracy.
We're a republic,
gentlemen.
Republic.
We're a constitutional republic for what's left of it. And we are failing our children as parents as a whole to teach them the difference and the reason why. It is my plea to all of us this evening, or whenever the next time is, that we hold our posterity closely to our breast, and in the same breath that we tell them that we love them, to acknowledge that we will not let this constitutional republic die in their lifetimes. We will not let the socialist Marxist agenda of the left dictate to our children how our government works. Monday afternoon, and this past Thursday, after hours of sitting through committee and watching these elected officials, duly elected by the people of the great state of Florida, run rampant on our rights and tell me to my face that, well, it's what we have to do to stay elected. That is not why they were put in office, to stay elected. That's right. The Constitution is not a chip card to bribe with to further the careers of our elected officials. That is not why we sent them here. That's right. For too long, our politicians elected into office have run roughshod over our Constitution, over our morals, over our rights. They have been allowed to sit here in Tallahassee, far removed from the majority of the population of the state, and pretty much dictate what they will do as they please. I say enough! I say that from henceforth we pledge to ourselves and to our posterity that we will not let these crimes that they commit against the Constitution and our inalienable rights go unnoticed. They will not go unheeded. No more! I shouted on Monday. Well, I say no more for a different reason. No less noble, but in the proper channels. No more shall an elected official of any party sit up here in the state capitol and decide that for their own personal pleasure and their own personal gain to further their career, they shall pass this bill. In one senator's office, I asked him to his face, why is Governor Scott, a man who campaigned on the Second Amendment and open carry, why is Governor Scott pushing this bill through? The senator paused and he replied, and he said, Governor Scott is running for U.S. Senate this year. He's running against Bill Nelson. He has $125 million right now set aside for his upcoming race. That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, and that's more money than he had to challenge him. And he said Governor Scott knows that no Republican will primary him. He will be the only name on your ballot with the Republican letter next to him. So he needs to go hard to the left, because all that's left to stand in his way between him and his personal career and a pay raise is the Democrat. And he's going hard to the left. Our Constitution be what it may, because he wants that pay raise.
Just not right.
I say to Governor Scott and the rest of these senators, these career politicians who were elected to defend with integrity the Constitution of these United States and the great state of Florida against all enemies, foreign and domestic, I say to you, on this Sunday, on the steps of your state capitol, no more! No more! Message to our politicians, don't tread on me! Yeah! How we doing this afternoon? Our next speaker, we have Representative Jay Banks here. Woo! Yeah. He's going to talk to us a little bit and hear from one of our current sitting representatives.
Patriots!
Can you hear me?
Yeah! There it is.
My name is Jay Fant. I'm from Jacksonville. I represent Western Jacksonville in the House of Representatives. Many of you have changed your family schedule, your worship schedule, to be here today. A great many of you are from right here in Leon County. Give me a shout.
Yeah!
I have seen friends from Alachua County. Give me a shout.
Yeah!
Some of you have come here today with a great concern about the path of our elected officials and our culture in general. It could be that your heart is heavy. It could be that you're afraid of the future of our country based on what we're seeing on television and in the media. As we stand here in front of these Capitol buildings, there can be a sense of awe and fear
over what they stand for, all because of the power and fear for how they use that power. You and I, however, have a different belief, because we know in our hearts, in our minds, that no matter how liberal the media gets, no matter how uncooperative our politicians get, they still don't have this, the United States Constitution. I bet some of you have a copy of this in your pocket today. It looks like paper, but it is far stronger than anything that happens in the walls of these chambers. We have a threat upon us in the Capitol this week. And I have a call to action for all of you. The Senate will pass a school safety bill, which includes a gun ban for adults between the ages of 18 and 21. It is unconstitutional on its face. It is unacceptable in our eyes, in the eyes of the highest law of the land, the Bill of Rights.
Amen.
I'm asking you to track this legislation on Monday. If it indeed comes to the House of Representatives, I want all of you to contact your House member and say, we can't have it, enough is enough, vote no on the anti-gun bill.
How about we just stay here and show up in the morning?
I like that.
I like the attitude that you have right now, because I believe it's going to take real people who have real lives and real jobs to let our representatives know that the left doesn't run the show.
They work for us.
They do work for us, sir. We will stand steadfast, the constitutional conservatives, but we need your help. Who am I? I'm Representative Jake Fant from Jacksonville, and I'm running to be your Attorney General when the cabinet rolls over.
If you tell Ron Bradley Monday morning that his ass is gone.
And when I am Attorney General, anyone, any government entity, any individual who seeks to take away your constitutional rights will have to go through me first.
There you go.
Thank you.
Our founders knew better. They knew we would construct monuments to government. They knew that corruption would occur with people when power goes to their heads. But our founders were wise enough to know that they should draw a line and say to the government, you may not infringe on my freedom to speak. You may not infringe on my ability to believe what I want to believe, and you may not infringe on my ability to bear arms. Do not let that line be crossed. It is up to us. Again, as imposing as these buildings are, they do not have the strength of the Constitution. I ask you now, and I share with you this day, that there's no one who cares more with 4 children at home about school safety than I do. But to kick law-abiding citizens in the teeth of their constitutional rights has no business in laws in this state. So we're the only ones with guns are criminals, terrorists, and the government. And I'm going to close with this thought. When you get home tonight or tomorrow, someday, either then or later, you're going to be asked by your husband or your wife, your children, maybe be your grandchildren. Pop, Mom, did you ever stand for anything?
Yeah.
And you're going to say, let me tell you something. Here is what I stand for. I stand for, and repeat after me, God and country.
God and country.
I stand for family and freedom.
Family and freedom.
The Constitution.
The Constitution.
America.
America.
USA.
USA. USA. USA. USA. USA.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now we have another young man who's come to speak as a younger member in the 2A community. His name is Taylor. Yes, I will. I want to know if I can hear you because you're going to hear me. So make some noise. Thank you so much to Mike for organizing this extraordinary event. Thank you to our conservative members in the Senate who voted no on Senate Bill 7026 and the various other anti-freedom bills which were proposed by Representative Carlos Guimero Smith in the House. My name is Taylor Foland, and I am a volunteer with the largest grassroots organization for national security in the United States, known as Act for America, chaired by Brigitte Gabriel. I rise on this day in our state capital to defend proudly the Second Amendment of our Constitution. Law-abiding Americans are under attack. Regressive liberal politicians and rhinos continue the anti-gun hysteria, along with their lamestream media allies. Liberal politicians and their allies continue to propose dangerous legislation, putting our Constitution in jeopardy. Right now in Washington, D.C., liberal politicians have proposed a bill that would essentially strip law-abiding Americans of their Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms and to defend what's theirs. Our founding fathers and the framers of our Constitution had a tremendous foresight when they established our republic. They knew the time would eventually come to defend our rights against absolute despotism and tyranny. That is precisely why I would submit to you here today that the Second Amendment was written in the first place. The more we travel down this bad path,
well, folks,
the more that
phone's overheating. You gotta turn it off for a bit. We'll get back with you.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, you know, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.